What happens to a mayor or a local police department chief that is under Democratic leadership that obstructs ICE in your federal agents that are helping get these deportations? What happens to them?
Well, first of all, if they don't want to help us get the hell out of the way, we're going to do it. If I got to send twice the amount of resources to that city, that's what we're going to do. Title 8, United States Code 1324, III. Read about that and don't cross that line, because it is a felony to harbor and conceal an illegal alien from ICE. Read the statute, don't cross that line.
Borders, our Tom Homan, has said that he is willing to arrest leaders like yourself for standing in the way of these policies that they want to enact. Would you be willing to go to jail for these things?
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that.
I wouldn't be talking that kind of smack if I were Mayor Mike. That guy's so slimy, he's going to be dropping the soap whether he wants to or not. Denver Mayor Mike Johnston says he's ready to go to jail to protect criminal invaders. Good news, Mike. You're finally going to get to experience those diverse communities that you love so very much. He says he's not afraid of jail, but wait until he finds out why his cellmate's nickname is Machete. The fear is coming, Mike. The fear is coming.
And then the mayor of Denver, Mike Johnston, is saying we're going to maintain our sanctuary city status, and we're not going to put up with mass deportations from Donald Trump in January. Illegals are allowed to stay here, and we will protect them.
Look at this clown. He says this: more than us having Denver Police Department stationed at the county line to keep them out, you would have 50,000 Denverites there. It's like the Tiananmen Square moment when the rose and the gun, right? You'd hate every one of those Highland moms who came out for the migrants, and you do not want to mess with them. Really? You really think a lot of those moms that saw the Lakeland Riley trial thought, I just hope my daughter stays in danger? And have you seen what this guy's allowed to happen to his sanctuary city per capita? The most overrun city with illegal immigrants in the country, and this guy's standing behind it.
This mayor's an absolute whack job. He's talking about using Denver's police department to go up against ICE and potentially our military. This guy is pro-Civil War, and for what? Just so he can appear tough to the progressive left? Well, so much for appearing tough, because almost as soon as he came out with those ridiculous comments, he walked them back.
It sounds to me like you're walking back the comments from a couple days ago saying that you would be willing to send Denver police officers. Do you regret making those comments and now getting questions like this?
Would I have taken it back if I could? Yes.
Trump's new Borders, our Tom Homan, has said that he is willing to arrest leaders like yourself for standing in the way of these policies that they want to enact. Would you be willing to go to jail for these things?
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that. And I'm also not seeking that. I think the goal is we want to be able to negotiate with reasonable people how to solve hard problems.
Johnson says he wants to negotiate with reasonable people, but he just compared deportation with tanks crushing protesters. Reasonable left the room a long time ago. This mayor, along with these other Democrat mayors in these sanctuary cities, these people do not care about the American people. They are completely fine and completely happy with getting rid of services for Americans. They're completely fine with running the city into the ground and going bankrupt just so they can protect these people who do not belong here. Look at this. You have Oakland about to cut the budgets for the police departments and the fire departments. The only mayor that seems to be possibly considering getting on board with Trump's program right now is Eric Adams in New York. These woke mayors do not care about their own constituents.
Thank you all so much for being here this morning. I'm here to talk a little bit about the devastating impact of the failure of Republican leadership in Congress this week to pass comprehensive immigration change, and the impact that will have on both city budgets and on services that we can provide for newcomers in the city. The second is we will start to have to greenlight a set of hard decisions about budget reductions across the city to meet those costs that we know will continue to arrive. We want to talk about two of those today. While they're the first steps, they unfortunately will not be the last and may not be the hardest. This is a plan for shared sacrifice. And so in terms of our first step on city cuts, we are announcing today we will make some changes both to our services at DMV and to our services on Parks and Rec.
At what point does your city reach its breaking point?
Yeah, I think our city is very close to its breaking point now, and we've been talking to leaders in D.C. around the country about why we need them to take action here. I think we have successfully welcomed almost 40,000 migrants in the last year, and we know what it takes to do this successfully. We just need that help, and the things we need are, yes, we need federal dollars, but the most important thing is we need, work authorization for folks when they arrive, and we need those resources at the border so you can add more security at the border.
First of all, you do not need federal dollars. You do not need my money. My money does not need to be going towards your crazy progressive policies.
Cities, self-proclaimed safe havens. That includes cities such as Denver, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York. So you are getting mixed reactions. So groups that are supporting Johnston say that these words are necessary. That's how serious it is to protect these folks. The other side, they're saying, listen, this could be a civil war. Denver police will be forced to be at odds against the federal government. This is a misuse of taxpayer dollar funds. And the city has spent, according to its data, between $240 and $314 million. So right around $300 million in the past 2 years supporting migrants. They say about 42,000 have entered. They break down it could be about $7,000 per migrant. That includes food, housing, medical care, education. And we're getting a statement from the Denver mayor. He writes in part, Denver is proud to be a welcoming city. We will do everything in our power to protect those who live here. We are considering a number of options to strengthen protections for all of our residents.
This nonsense needs to end. When we have homeless people that are Americans, when we're not taking care of our veterans, when we have Americans who need help and they're not getting the help that they need, when we're in a state like this, then we have no business spending money on unvetted people that shouldn't be here in the first place. I do not believe in funding my own demise. Biden-Harris administration is allowing these people to come flooding in, completely unvetted, and then when they do get arrested in places like New York, if they get arrested, when they do get arrested, and you put ankle monitors on them, all they do is cut the ankle monitors off and run to the next sanctuary city. And you want me to pay for this? No. This has got to stop. This has got to end. I'm so happy that Trump is putting Tom Homan in charge. Whew, I can't wait to see what he does. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. But now I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think I'm just a mean old meanie and that our federal dollars should be going to fund criminal invaders? Or do you think that this is a bunch of hullabaloo? Let me know about it in the comments section below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie. Oh, and Leroy. Oh my god. Oh man, how did I film this whole entire video with this folding table just leaned up right on top of the tea cart? Amateur hour.